Time now for Financial Focus, and today we're talking about estate plans. Now, this is something that a lot of us might not think about, but no matter how old you are, you should have one, according to experts. Now, we're not talking about a will. This is something very specific. So explaining this for us is KTNV financial analyst Steve Budin. Steve, thank you so much for being with us.
You're very welcome.
So, estate plans, they're not just for millionaires, but should we really be thinking about this?
Everybody should be thinking about it. We had a client that passed away early in the week, and that's what prompted me to talk about this. You don't need to be a multimillionaire to have an estate plan. All an estate plan really is, it's a list of documents that gives those who are left behind instructions about what to do with your assets. And more importantly, it's what to do with your person. So God forbid you're in a car accident. God forbid you're on life support. God forbid you need emergency surgery. It's important to have those wishes put in writing, because if you don't have them in writing, very often you'd have to go to court to get some sort of court order to have those wishes fulfilled.
What's the difference between an estate plan and a will?
Right. So a will is a very particular document that talks about where your assets will go when you pass away. I want to leave all my money to my kids. I want to leave all my money to my spouse or cousins, whoever it might be. If you put it in writing, those wishes will get honored. Now, the estate plan is a more broadly defined term. So like I said before, it talks about other things like, do I or do I not want to be kept on life support? Who's going to answer for me if I'm, God forbid, in a car accident and I'm unconscious and I need to have a medical procedure done? So your estate plan will include all of those instructions to make sure your wishes are carried out the way you'd like them to be.
And this might be a silly question, but I know some people think about just writing something down on a napkin. Would that suffice as an estate plan?
Yeah, it actually has been legally upheld. People do a self-fulfilling document. Now, if you get it notarized properly, it probably would stand up in court, barring other evidence. And I'll always say something is better than nothing. But if you write something on the back of a napkin, it's probably easier to challenge than something that might be legally prepared properly. My advice is always, sit with a professional. There are online resources to help guide people and give you some basic questions to ask a professional. But I always say, don't be penny wise and pound foolish. If you do it wrong, it could turn out to be a lot more costly for those who are left behind if they start fighting and have to go to court.
And this is a sensitive subject, but this would at least save your loved ones a lot of time, a lot of money, just the expense of them having to deal with your death, really.
Right. It's not the most pleasant topic, obviously, but it's the one certainty. We're all going to go at some point, and it's important to have those discussions while you can. And if there's one thing the COVID pandemic has taught us, is that our health is very, very tenuous, and something could happen at any time.
A lot of great advice, Steve Budin. Thank you so much for being with us.
You're welcome.